What's up, gang? Today, we're in Chicago with it. Land of the back door and switches where you can't even trust your homies, your girl, nor family if the price is right. Welcome to Chicago, the Windy City. Gang, let's get straight to it. Who we focusing on? That boy Big Clout, aka Duck. AKA, if you're gonna slide, let me see you slide then. A $100,000 bounty was placed on the head of rapper FBG Duck before he was shot and killed outside a high-end store in the Gold Coast over 2 years ago. FBG Duck, whose real name was Carlton Weekly, was shot as many as 21 times in the daytime attack on August 4th, 2020 that left his girlfriend and someone else waiting in line with him at the Dolce & Gabbana store at 68 East Oakwood Street wounded. 2 weeks later, an informant in Chicago police custody told detectives and FBI agents that someone affiliated with the Black Disciples street gang had offered up to $50,000 to anyone who killed Weekly, and later raised that bounty to $100,000, according to police reports. Dang, they really wanted Big Clout out of here. Another tipster had told investigators Duck had a price on his head. The name of the person said that had placed the bounty was redacted, but the informant offered some crucial identifying information. The person had bought custom-made necklaces for members of the Black Disciples O Block faction. R.I.P. King Von. An FBI affidavit filed in March 2021 seeking permission to examine data from cell phones belonging to 3 suspects in the shooting noted that slain rapper King Von, real name Davon Bennett, had appeared in a YouTube video posted days after Weekly's killing that shows him acquiring valuable O Block pendants for his associates. Bennett is perhaps the most notable figure associated with O Block, a set linked to Parkway Gardens low-income housing development near 64th Street and South Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. In a federal racketeering and murder indictment in September 2021, months before Bennett was gunned down in Atlanta, prosecutors accused 5 O Block members and associates of killing Weekly: Charles C. Murder Liggins, Kenneth Kenny or Kenny Mac Robertson, to Carlos Los Offord, Christopher C. Thing Thomas, and Marcus Muwop Smart. All are awaiting trial. A 6th suspect killed himself just over a month earlier, police records show. The FBI affidavit says Bennett talked in a YouTube video about different jewelry designs for particular members of his crew, including Muwop and C. Murder. The informant told investigators Robertson didn't want the jewelry, and this was because he was a member of the Gangster Disciples Dipset faction, records show. Though another court filing says he's considered Parkway Gardens his second home. Weekly was identified a member of the STL/EBT, or Tuckerville faction of the Gangster Disciples, which the police said has allied himself with the gang's Jarl City faction and had an ongoing feud with O Block. According to police reports, a friend said Weekly had been leery of letting people know his whereabouts because he had received death threats from opposing gang members in the drill rap scene. He had reason to be worried. Police reviewed surveillance footage through another Oak Street store and heard someone on the cell phone saying he saw a Duck less than a half an hour before the shooting. The person on the phone walked into the Montclair store with someone else, saying someone with a gun was giving chase. The search warrant affidavit says O Block members tore out of Parkway Gardens about 20 minutes before the shooting, leaving in a Ford Fusion and a Chrysler 300. Investigators later used automated license plate readers and various cameras to track the car's path to the crime scene. At 4:26 p.m. on the day of the shooting, the cars pulled in front of Weekly's girlfriend's sedan on Oak Street, according to the affidavit, and 2 men jumped out of the Ford and targeted Weekly, and 2 others got out of the Chrysler and fired at the rapper and his girlfriend. The gunmen then drove off in 2 cars, which were registered to Offord and Robertson. The police records show investigators had high confidence linking ballistic evidence recovered at the scene to 5 other shootings, in which 1 person was killed and 5 wounded. No one has been arrested in those shootings, according to court records. Robertson was the first person arrested in Weekly's killing. He was taken into custody in February 2021, weeks after being charged with first-degree murder in a shooting in Dalton, which a man was killed and 2 women were wounded. Robertson, who's in federal custody, had also been indicted on dozens of felony charges in that case. The conflict between Tuckerville and O Block has been memorialized in the disrespectful rap songs and videos, including a video Weekly released in July 2020. In it, he rapped, "Said I wasn't gonna diss the dead, and okay, I did it." In the affidavit, an FBI agent said Weekly mentions in a degrading manner 9 names, aliases, and or monikers of deceased individuals, all believed to be Black Disciples. Among them was O Block's namesake, O.D. Perry, who was shot and killed in 2011 at 20, according to the affidavit. Perry's killing has sparked a series of retaliatory shootings, including the 2014 killing of Kyra Barnes, who police said was a female gang assassin for the Gangster's Disciple faction. Police records show that the case was closed later that year, after Cook County prosecutors rejected charges against prime suspect Bennett, who later rose to fame as King Von, gang. By then, Bennett was facing felony charges in connection to another killing. He was found not guilty on all 24 counts in that case. A day later, after Weekly was killed, Bennett responded to his diss track, according to the FBI affidavit, with his own song in which he appears to take aim at Shondale Tuka Gregory, who was shot to death in 2011 at 15. In an interview with the rap-centric media outlet, Weekly described Gregory as a close friend and said his set began using the name Tukaville after his death, according to the affidavit. Tuka in my lungs, I say that every time cause he got smoked, Bennett rapped in a music video while wearing an O-Block chain. Bennett also took what the FBI agent viewed as a shot at Weekly. O-Block, OTF, 300, Bs, just check the stats. Niggs said that he been throwing shots, I bet we gon' catch them back. Investigators took this verse as a reference to negative repercussions coming to Weekly's disrespect. In October 2021, when he announced the charges in Weekly's killing, U.S. Attorney John Clout said that the online sparring common in the drill scene shows you what's happening in the city. People are threatening to commit acts of violence and then either bragging about the acts of violence or talking about how they're going to retaliate for other violence, Clout said. It's happening on a regular basis. Bennett ended up dying in a mass shooting outside of a hookah lounge in Atlanta on November 6, 2020, a week after his debut album was released. Authorities have said he was shot by Lil Tim, a friend of Condo Rondo, another buzzing rapper. No. Gang. Welcome to Chicago.